the need to be overly opinionated towards my aunt about her behavior, and she also felt comfortable enough to invade her space.
As they tried to figure out how to navigate this escalating situation.
Am I wrong here? Am I going crazy?
Now they're feeling like a prisoner in a home.
I had no idea. I was worried about how far Ed was going to take things. He wasn't looking for resolution. He was looking for a reason to be angry, and he was going to keep going until he got his idea of justice.
One day, after some liquid courage, Ed decides he's ready for the next round.
Ed had obviously had quite a few beers. He came stumbling towards the house.
Where's my money, you son of a bitch? Give it a break.
He was a bit of a drinker, although this was much worse than his usual.
Go home. You're in those states.
Dad comes out, Steers going back and forth about it.
What about my more?
Ed wasn't in his right mind. We were just riding out the storm.
But Ed keeps stoking the fire.
And then Ed comes back.
I'm not finished with you yet, Bruce.
Let it go. Just ignore him.
Go home and stay home.
He's walking him back to the fence, telling him to go home. He was so drunk, he was running off instinct. And all he knew was that he was upset. And he's going to make sure that the person he was upset at knew it and was going to be as miserable as he was. And Ed kept coming back.
Hey, Bruce, come out of there like a brand new whip.
Bruce, stop. Let it go.
Bruce is only going to take so much before he pushes back.
Let go.
Bruce grabs a canoe paddle, hoping to scare Ed off. Then, the fight takes a nasty turn.
If women didn't get around.
He said some unsavory comments about Bruce's wife and also made a sexual comment about their 15-year-old daughter.
Ed yelled, "Your daughter just got done sucking my..."
And that's a line that you cannot cross with a father or and a husband. That's not a line that you need to even remotely cross.
And I heard a whack. No one ever thought that a lawnmower would be the cause of such conflict, but just days later, one of these men would be dead.
Leave us alone.
There was no reason for things to escalate the way they did.
I'm calling the police.
Ed pushed Bruce over the line too far this time.
He beat him with a canoe paddle.
Ed then went over to his house, he called 911.
When police arrive, Ed claims Bruce assaulted him out of nowhere.
I was attacked. I'm not the one you should be talking to. It was him. He did it.
When the cops came, Ed was too drunk to really even defend himself.
The way Bruce sees it, Ed deserved it. So he lies to police to avoid being arrested.
Cross that line, it's done. It's just time for you to go away.
Everyone's too upset. No one is taking a step back to reason. And that's where things really lose their sense of control. Ed spent a good 3 days straight that I don't think he was sober at all.
When the two men next face off, Bruce ups the ante
Careful when you go past that guy. That sicko likes kids.
and makes defamatory comments about Ed.
Because of what Ed had said about me, my dad called him a pedophile. He hit my dad with some hard words, and my dad hit him with a hard word back.
He told some neighbors about Ed and to kind of watch out.
Yeah, whatever. That's crap. Plus, his wife's a hooter. I got the photos to prove it.
Ed doesn't miss a beat and throws the once playful photos of Hannah in Bruce's face.
Ed is not happy that Bruce is calling him a pedophile, and Bruce is just upset about the words that he's made about his family. This all could have been avoided if everyone had just kind of paused and maybe just let the tempers settle down.
The turmoil between neighbors is all-consuming until a visit from a close relative's widow, Vicky, and her daughter Krista provides a much-needed distraction for Bruce.
Just months earlier, Bruce had lost his cousin.
Oh my gosh, you brought the box.
We needed to take things to Bruce that belonged to my husband Tommy. They were very close. Even though they were cousins, they were raised like brothers.
Watch.
And it was so nice to have them up and visiting and get them away from their own mourning and grief.
Remember I told you about this? This is the watch.
Yeah, I used to wear it all the time.
When we first arrived, it was nice, it was fun, it was exciting. Everybody was happy to see everybody.
No one could have predicted that within a matter of hours, the relentless war between neighbors would end in a horrific showdown.
Uncle Bruce is like, oh, we're gonna barbecue because that's what this family does.
Yeah, fresh from the market.
We're talking about Tommy and good times. And start prepping things for the burgers.
Hey, maybe we can go to the zoo tomorrow?
That sounds great.
Bunch of animals over there.
It's on our list of things to do.
I gotta go learn how to drive the car. Just so I can borrow it.
Yikes.
Cecilia gets driver's ed. So Hannah's like, I'll be back in a little bit.
I brought her to driver's ed, giving Bruce and Vicky time to reminisce about Tommy.
Yeah, 10 and 2. She knows.
Alrighty. Who's hungry?
I am.
Burgers? Corn? Both?
Yeah.
Put it here.
It was a very happy, comfortable moment that we were having.
There is the burger, and there is the Bruce burger.
And then Ed comes out.
Having yourself a little party? Hey, it's nice to see the ladies coming. Oh yeah, give it a break. A break? That's something you know about. Where's my money?
What's happening?
And he's like, well, my neighbor and I are having some problems.
And Bruce said, oh, he's just mad about his lawnmower.
He didn't want to deal with it right then. We had come all the way up from Texas. We were here on a much more important and deeper matter.
You loser.
And then he informs me that the guy's been saying really nasty things about Cecilia and Hannah.
Your women really get around. Where are the girls? When are they coming back?
Ed crossed that line. And that's a line that you do not cross with a father and a husband.
How dare you pull this BS? Just leave us alone! How can I leave you alone when you're in my face? Deal with it! Deal with it? I'll show you how I deal with it!
Ed storms into his house. Bruce assures his guests his belligerent neighbor is all bark, no bite, and best ignored.
He's not gonna ruin our time. It's just drama. It's not worth it.
Bruce had already fired up the grill. And we were fixing the burgers.
Bruce knew that eventually he just needed time to sober up and cool down, and then everything would be fine.
When Ed reappears brandishing his handgun, Bruce considers it another toothless gesture.
Yo, dirtbag! Play some better music! Some stripper music!
He's scaring me.
Don't pay any attention. Hey, Krista, you are about to have the world's best burger.
He was ignoring him. Uncle Bruce thought that he was kidding. He thought it was a joke.
He's not going to do anything. Bruce is laughing.
Moments later, Helen arrives home and discovers the bizarre scene.
Ed was sitting, and Helen asked him what he was doing. Ed? What's going on?
He's just pushed me too far. It's either him or me!
Helen has witnessed this blowhard side of Ed countless times, so she dismisses it and heads to her room.
She knew him as well as anyone was going to. So she went and took a nap.
What are you making?
Burgers, you
better yet, how about a big fat pickle on it? Bring it over!
Then, apparently tiring of this latest squabble, Ed goes back inside. As Bruce continues grilling, he makes an ill-considered decision.
Bruce looks at me and says, I'm gonna make him a burger. I was like, why? Why would you do that? He's obviously not happy with you.
It's all good. All good.
He was trying to make Ed laugh and de-escalate the situation. Bruce, don't.
And I told Bruce straight up, I said, don't do that. I said, don't even go over there. I said, just leave it alone.
It's all good. It's all good. Guess we'll shut him up.
And he goes, he'll probably calm down because, I'm taking him food.
And so I was like, okay, it's your funeral. And he walked out of the gate towards Ed's house.
And you can hear Bruce go, yo, I brought these to you. Then you heard 2 shots. Ed was waiting for Bruce to come around that corner. Bruce is walking over in mid-sentence and just nothing. You hear nothing except the gunfire.
Ed pulled out a gun, shot him twice, and Bruce fell to the sidewalk.
At first I felt like I couldn't move. And then I took a breath and I instantly turned around and I looked where Bruce had started walking. And without hesitation, I started to run.
Krista just barreled past me and she didn't hesitate. She didn't think. She just went straight to where Bruce was laying.
So Krista was trying to render aid.
I tried to stop the bleeding. I tried to apply pressure. Bruce was just staring at me and he was still breathing.
But Ed's bloody rampage isn't over yet.
Ed is holding the gun and he's waving it.
He can't help him. He had it coming. What did you get lost before I had to shoot your neck?
And he was calling her names and telling her he was going to shoot her.
He brought it upon himself. I didn't like it. Saying things about me harming kids and that stuff.
He called me a pedophile. Now he's gonna die.
Are you crazy? Yeah, well, watch out or you'll be dead.
I didn't stop screaming. I saw neighbors come out to the street.
Call 911! Someone call 911!
Multiple neighbors frantically summon police. But Bruce is running out of time.
And all of this commotion and this happening, I'm thinking, oh my God, Hannah's not here. The last thing I want to do is to tell Hannah that Bruce has been shot. And I don't want to do it on a phone call. And I had no choice but to.
We were on the way home. We get a phone call from Vicky. And Vicky goes, I just shot Bruce. What? And I'm looking at my mom and I'm like, what does that even mean?
What?
Meanwhile, Krista is still fighting to save Bruce's life.
But I didn't stop applying pressure. I still kept talking to him. Told him not to give up. That it wasn't allowed to die. But I knew that there was nothing I could do.
Ed at this point has stopped waving his gun.
He goes back into the house.
I'm going to jail.
What did you do?
And it took forever for them to get there. But whenever the police did arrive, Bruce was still alive.
They knew that Ed was still present. They knew that he still had a gun.
Come down here, Chris. Please, put your hands up.
He immediately puts his hands up and they take him away and he pretty much tells the police right there and he knows he's going to jail.
Hannah and Cecilia race home, arriving within minutes.
To just go from running errands to seeing your husband bleeding out on the sidewalk in front of your house.
paramedics arrive on the scene.
When the paramedics got there, we both knew Bruce was not going to make it.
Responders arrive at the same conclusion. There is nothing they can do.
You hear all of these sounds, but at the same time, you hear nothing at all.
I worry that the last thing he saw was me letting the police keep me away from him. I saw the light leave his eyes. I knew he was dead, but it didn't feel real until they said it.
Bruce Brown passes in front of his family.
I don't think anyone would have ever expected something so tragic to have stemmed from something as simple as a lawnmower being broken.
It's just ridiculous how far Ed took such a small incident. There's absolutely no reason anyone had to die. It's insanity. There's no more let's play a week together. So I went up to the steel plant he worked at and walked in, and his best friends were there. And they said, Ed? I said, Ed shot Bruce. And seeing the realization fall on them was really the first time that it landed on me that this was life now. Someone we trusted had really done this and ripped our family apart.
In January 2017, Ed Holzinger stands trial for the murder of Bruce Brown.
Ed Holzinger pleaded guilty to second-degree murder for the death of Bruce Brown, and he was sentenced to 261 months in prison.
After the incident, Helen moves away from the neighborhood.
Helen was there. She knew how upset Ed was getting. It should have never happened.
Yes.
Bruce's family does their best to carry on and rebuild. But the emptiness of life without him will haunt them forever.
We lost our future. We lost our present. We lost the right to build a life together.
My dad was a hard worker, and I'm a union laborer now. I know he'd think that was pretty cool. So,
Because otherwise, you've let them kill you too. They take care of. Don't need you. But nothing. Perfect storm.